the drawing still gonna be at 8:45?
Yeah, I think so.
8:45-ish. Next, we have time for some short, did I say short? Because I meant to say short, comments during a bit of an open mic. So anyone who would like to make some personal comments or congratulations, feel free to come on down.
Hi, everybody. It's really good to be in a room full of revolutionaries. See, look, my short remarks are prepared. My name is Marty Smith, and I'm with National Nurses United. And I want to congratulate Jawanza. I can't think of a greater ally. We fought for that trauma center. Yes, we did. I also, of course, want to congratulate my other mother, Sheilah, Garland. I have Sheilah's permission to announce that she'll be retiring October 1st. It's very easy to feel her retirement represents a huge loss to us, our union, and to our efforts to fight for the LaSalle Street tax and to fight to win Medicare for all. But I'm sure you're aware, we're not actually losing an activist, we're just gaining a retired warrior who's just as passionate, and she'll be there with us. And you know, we're gonna pick up the phone and she's gonna say yes every time we do. So there. Sheilah will tell you there's no excuse for the failure of Illinois to fully fund healthcare, education, and welfare. And you, through Sheilah, along with the Alliance, and through your own Fran Tobin and the board, have organized so many impressive hearings and town halls over the years to bring the LaSalle Street tax home. Reopening human services offices, serving Uptown, Rogers Park, and Evanston, which brings access to an office that means not having, that without them, folks didn't have the access, right? Food stamps and Medicaid are a lifeline for the families that need them. Whether it's a DHS computer glitches that are causing people to lose that lifeline, or it's politicians in DC that are working to take away the food and health care that people need, and we have to stand up for and say, enough is enough, right? Sheilah's passion for making sure that we move beyond the hodgepodge healthcare insurance and win Medicare for all so that everybody has the healthcare they need and the same excellent standard of care, regardless of ability to pay, her passion for this is unmatched by anyone I know. She also leaves behind a legacy that will make the movement stronger for decades to come. There are countless nurse activists and union staff, including myself, whose skills and worldview were undeniably changed and expanded by the many hours in any given month that Sheilah has spent on connecting nurses around their own struggles and asking very important questions like, who is profiting from the injustice you're facing? What institutions stand in the way of eliminating this injustice, not just for you, but for everyone? Who will take on this fight? Is the injustice likely to change if you don't engage? Her passion for justice is truly, truly infectious. For all these reasons, NNU wholeheartedly thanks the Alliance for honoring Sheilah with this award that she so richly deserves. I speak from the bottom of my heart when I say, Sheilah, we will miss you so much, but our lives and the movement are so much richer because of your lifetime commitment to the fight.
Anybody else? Does anyone else want to say a few words? Anyone?
Michael Grice, can you back up a little? Actually, Michael, you want to say a few things?
Yeah. I'm going to speak on behalf of Chicago Adapt. Chicago Adapt has been in the forefront of the struggles for many decades. But this last year and this year has been a tremendous struggle. We fought to overtake the overtime decision that the previous governor tried to put a lot of people with disabilities back in prisons. And I call institutions prisons. Because that's what they are. You have no life. But we fought very hard. And without the Alliance and all of the organizations here, it would not have been possible. So on behalf of Chicago Net and the Alliance, I personally, as co-chair of Chicago Net, would like to thank everybody that's here this evening. And please support us in our upcoming efforts that we're working on. We are trying our hardest to get the Disability Integration Act passed so that people with disabilities have the same freedoms and liberties that everyone has. That government legislation that Chicago Net is working on. We have a lot of our brothers and sisters that could not be here this evening because they are locked away in prisons and they do not have a voice. This is why my colleagues and myself as co-chair of Chicago Net are here in the forefront this evening. Thank you for your support.
Hi again, everybody.
Hi.
So, thank you, Kathy. The Alliance was gracious enough to include a flyer for the town hall that we're having dealing with rent control in the packet you received tonight. So this is the North Side Town Hall. We definitely encourage people to attend. There will also be a South Side Town Hall, October the 12th, at Powell School at 75th and South Shore Drive. We're being pushed out of the city. And in fact, this trend is happening across the country. It's not just here, but here, we feel it. We know the struggles that we have staying in our homes. We know the struggles our family and friends have staying in their homes. Chicago has the distinction of being the only metropolitan area in this country that's lost population 4 years in a row. And that population is largely who? Low income and working African American families. Babies being ripped out of school. Families going to places they know not of, trying to figure out how to make a living. And it's this displacement that is also contributing to the increase, the rapid increase in families facing homelessness. You have entire families who are living on the street. Living in cars, living in tents, and still going to work every day. As a so-called civilized country, what sense does that make? And it's our elected officials who don't care anything about us who are allowing this to continue. And so we're asking all of you to come out, invite your friends, your neighbors, even people you don't like, invite them to these town halls. Again, you got the date for the North Side Town Hall at the Center on Halsted in your packets. The South Side Town Hall will be October the 12th. That's a Saturday from 11 to 1 at Powell School at 75th and South Shore Drive. Encourage people to come out. Our legislators need to hear our voice. They need to be afraid when they stand in front of us and ask for support when they have not done anything to address the needs that we have. So please tell people about it. Thanks.
Trudy and then Cece.
Hello, my name is Trudy Leong, and I'm a student at Northeastern Illinois University. I have so much to learn from you as a student and as a person. I love helping the community, and I really want to thank the Alliance for Community Services and teaching me so much about advocating for the community. I totally support rent control for North Side and South Side, and I also want to bring up an issue. Since Bill and me, I volunteer at the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce and work with Bill Morton, president of the chamber, and we attended the town hall, the Alliance for Community Services town hall meeting with DHS Secretary Grace Howe, and it seems as if she wants to help. So I suggest that we bring up the matter of the link phones. The link phones always have a problem. You can't, you talk and then it goes out of commission, or it doesn't ring, or you can't even call out of them. There's always one problem after another. And that keeps our voices from being heard. It keeps us down. It keeps people from connecting with each other to make progress, and it also keeps us from communicating and doing activism, because activism is people connecting with each other, and without a good phone, we can't do that. So let's bring that issue up to Grace Howe as well. Thank you so much.
Cece.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cecilia Jackson. I'm a member of the Alliance for Community Services and Improve, the independent movement of paratransit riders, Vehicles for Unity and Equality. And we also are in membership with the ACME and the different unions for our our homemakers who help us out. One thing that I will always remember is when we shut down downtown Chicago from LaSalle all the way to Lakeshore Track. Nobody that had to promise to our workers for 3 years, and Ronald wouldn't pass him. Every time Ronald saw us coming, his people that were looking at us coming down to City Hall, not City Hall, the council center, they sit down, everybody put up yellow tape, block the doors, don't want to let us in, and they were blocking the door. But we always got in to send somebody upstairs to take our list of the mayor and grievances known to them, so they can know. And just this past June, our workers got their first installment of over $28,000 or $29,000 that was owed to them. And that helped them with their life. They helped them with a lot of them who have rent that was due, they couldn't pay, buy groceries, get car fare to get to valleys and everything. And all of that is because of input and fans organization Alliance for Community Services. Thank you, amen, hallelujah.
So this is the open mic. So I'm about to talk about two people. They just got their award tonight. All right? Jawanza. Oh yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. I'll say Sheilah for last. I met him on the south side. I believe it was during the 2012 teacher strike. If I would have known now what I know from him, I would have been like, damn, you gotta teach me what you're learning. Because believe me or not, you have taught me so much how to step back, and that. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. This one's not working very well. Okay, you have taught me how to step back and let others take lead, and you have taught me how to become a better leader in a way that I'm amazed how we hardly see each other, but when we do, you always have something to tell me and some wise word to tell me, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I just take it as is because it comes from the right person who cares about me. So I want to say thank you for doing what you're doing, and keep it up, because we need more leaders like you. I know that you're not only an amazing person, you're very helpful. On Thursday, during the action, something that most of you guys don't know, I have a PA. Her battery died. This guy went out of his way to try to jump the car up, It didn't work, but his efforts, just giving up of his time, going out of his way, means a lot for me, because that's what a true leader does. It's not only about going out there raising hell and causing a as some people would say, causing a ruckus and demanding what we want. It's about true leadership. True leadership begins within ourselves. If we want to attract more people within our groups, that's what we need to do. Teach our own people how to become better leaders. And that's what you have taught me. So thank you, man. I said I was going to save Sheilah for last. This amazing lady, when I first met her, I'm like, who is she? Why does she keep looking at me? I'm like, seriously? Is something going on? But who would have known that she was amazed by my yelling and my voice being so loud, and I was amazed of her leadership and the way, things were at the time, I think the nurses were asking for a better contract, I believe. And I was amazed by her, and she was amazed by me, and I'm like, why does she keep looking at me? Is something wrong with my face, or, I started thinking weird things, and I'm like, and then when she came up to me and she's like, Chewy, I'm like, do I know you? I'm like, she's like, yeah, it's Sheilah. I'm like, okay, I meet so many people throughout Chicago that I don't remember names. She's like, Sheilah from Nurses United. And I'm like, oh. So, and I'm honored to been able to be at your rallies, help out with chants, help out and leading them. But I'm amazed at the work that you guys keep on doing, so thank you for your leadership.
moment to say just a couple of things. So, I was the one that yelled out singing when people were talking about some of the amazing things about Sheilah Garland. We've had a few different actions that we've done as the Alliance that have included singing. So one of our very first fun actions was when we occupied the Central Management Services Director's office in the State of Illinois building. There were about 20 of us sitting down, not moving, and so we all decided to, his name was Malcolm Weems, we started singing, "Where is Malcolm, where is Malcolm?" And of course, you know, that building is, you know, so it's echoing everywhere, and all these state employees are looking and go, well, who's doing that? Good for you. And stuff. And then just recently, in this past winter, we had a holiday caroling session at the State of Illinois building, and a bunch of us here were there. And so, ask my son, I am not a singer, which is good for everyone that I don't sing much. Fortunately, Sheilah was there and really helped us keep singing along. We had really great lyrics and a good crowd, and besides being wonderful in a million other ways, that was really beautiful to hear that voice. And I'll add about Leong, if I may. So in his acceptance speech, he highlighted exactly why he should get this award. He talked about all the work that everybody's doing, which is right, but those folks don't come together by themselves. That's why we have alliance builders. And it's both that leadership and that recognition that it takes all of us together, that it takes building connections and getting to know each other and having real relationships for a long time. That's what lets us actually win in the long term. And so I'm very happy and proud that you can be here with us to get that recognition. On a personal note, some of you know I spent a lot of time teaching my son this and that. And yesterday, or a couple of days ago, I had the experience where I picked him up from Chicago Public School and said, "Oh, we're going to school from here." And he's like, "What? You didn't tell me this." I said, "Yeah, we have civics class after this." So explained that we were doing a civics class on development and displacement. So in the car, driving down to the south side, we talked about what do we mean by development? What is displacement exactly? And all that kind of stuff. And then we showed up, and gee, guess what was happening? You know, 100 people are marching down the street, blocking a corner to demand a community benefits agreement. And so that was our civics class. So it was a great class. Because man, if that's not learning civics, I don't know what is. But without the work of Jawanza and the other folks, and STOP, and everybody else doing that kind of work, that civics class wouldn't have happened. So I am thankful on a very personal level that we're able to do that. So thanks, y'all.
Is it better if I think this one's better? Make that one go away. Thank you. So, my name's Steve Edwards, and Fran and I are kind of to blame for this organization. It came up because we were fighting the closure of the office that I used to work at in Wicker Park. I was a caseworker with the Department of Public Aid. Later, the Department of Inhuman Services, although the "in" is usually silent. And, you know, it was wrong that they were breaking up a team of workers who did good work, and that they were making it harder for people to actually get to talk to their caseworker in person. And that fight goes on to this day. But, you know, one of the things that we learn in these struggles is that you never quite know if you're going to win the fight that you actually went into, but you will win something, right? Anytime that you engage in these struggles, you come up with something that you wouldn't have gotten without it. We lost that fight, but look what we won. And so what's amazing to me is that, you can tell I didn't mean to speak tonight. What's amazing to me is tonight we brought into this room Jawanza, Malone, and KOCO. And you see, my local AFSCME Local 2858, of which I used to be the president, came out of the struggles in the 60s. Because in the 1960s, caseworkers and clients got together just like we've done here, right? People who were needing benefits and people whose job was to assign benefits came together and they built a union. And KOCO was one of the partners in that fight back in, I believe, 1964, 65, 66, which I think was pretty early days for KOCO. So this is an organization that has fought for working people all of that time, ever since. And I think there's something to be said for recognizing that, and for recognizing that, you know, there's this story that goes around about the 60s that everybody sold out. Well, everybody didn't sell out. Some people stuck it out and fought, and they're still fighting. And that's awesome. So, the other thing that came up is the question of rent control. Now, this is interesting. Again, the question of things kind of coming back around. Because, and I hope you don't mind if I put in a plug tonight. Now, Jawanza brought up that there's a town hall, which I wasn't aware of until tonight. This is awesome. Northside Town Hall, September 15th, 1 to 3 p.m., the center on Halsted, 3656 North Halsted Street. And then there's a south side, October 12th, Adam Clayton Powell Junior School. And Joan's passing out the flyer. So I don't know if you're aware, but so I belong also to a group called Socialist Alternative, and we have a candidate running for office who's an incumbent far, far away from here in the city of Seattle, Washington. Her name is Shama Sawan. She's an immigrant woman of color who's never taken a penny from the corporations. And this year, last year, she pissed off the richest man on earth, Jeff Bezos. And the issue was a tax on Amazon Corporation, which he owns, and which owns a good chunk of Seattle, to pay for services for the homeless. And Seattle City Council passed a law unanimously that they would tax big employers, which included Amazon. And I think it was going to cost Amazon, I don't know, $11 million or something. You know, I mean, Jeff Bezos literally wouldn't miss that in his pocket change. And after the council had fought it, had passed it, Amazon organized, and I'm sorry to say, they organized construction workers with the fear that they would lose their jobs building these high-rises. And they reversed that vote on the council. And Shama was only one of 2 votes to not reverse this vote. And this year, Jeff Bezos is plunking down, it looks like it's going to be about $1 million to try and drive her from office. So we have a fundraiser for her, and the reason I'm bringing it up is this is about rent control, because that's the main point of her campaign, is affordable housing. So we have a fundraiser for her. I don't have a flyer for you tonight. It'll be at the UE Hall, which I'm sure everybody in this room is familiar with. And unfortunately, it's not an accessible space, which is a tragedy. But it's the space that we've been able to secure that we can afford. So with deep apologies for the fact that it isn't an accessible space, unless we're able to find something better in the meantime. It's October 5th, it's a Saturday evening. Robin Watson, who's a local blues singer, will be performing. Oh, we're not supposed to say that because there's no license for live music. But and if you can't make it, then I hope you'll donate. There's a posting up on Facebook, Chicago Socialist Alternative. And the point is that it's about the battle for rent control. It's also about controlling our politics. Who's in?
Reason I work is so powerful. All of us, we work together because we are a community. And so as a community, it's important that between our work, we get together to celebrate our victories. And so I'd like to invite you all to the Chicago Picnic. We're having a picnic on Saturday, September 21st, from 11 to 3 at 2900 North Lakeshore Drive. Feel free to bring a dish to share, which has no nuts, don't use any nuts, and we need have no scented materials. ASL and other interpreters will be available on prime request. More information, or we have some flyers over by Jonathan. I'm sitting over with Jonathan at that table, and so you're all welcome to join us again at September 21st. Thank you.
Do you have flyers you can pass out?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Ayo Ma'ad, founder of Improve, member of Northside Action for Justice, ADAPT, Not Dead Yet, and several other groups. Just wanted to point out some things. Improve members, raise your hands. Okay. Now, we are the group that sued PACE. Got vouchers for people. I retired, but you wouldn't believe it. I retired 2 years ago. So what I wanted to point out, this group really needs help. We're having a dinner on September 16th at Access Living. It's our regular Rider-Driver Alliance meeting. Most of the riders do not come. We represented 42,000 riders when we sued PACE. We still represent 66,000 riders now. We just want the paratransit riders and drivers to come out just this one time at Access Living, Monday, September 16th, 5:30 to 7:30. Middle Eastern dinner is on us, and some of the people who have acted as consultants can come out. Because after this meeting, the Board of Improve will determine if Improve should continue. And if people don't come out, you know, that will be our answer. We do this every third Monday, and I just wanted to also point out something. It'll be a surprise to her. Most of us are home service clients. I want to congratulate whoever hired and appointed Ronnie Patrick to be the director of Home Services for Doors. She's awesome. I've known her a long time. I met her and Martha Bristow a long time ago. And I want to say that I honor anybody, male or female, who has been in this movement a long time. I'm 71 years old, I'm job hunting, I can't make it to all these meetings, but I'm going back to work. I've been a volunteer times 10 for years. And I want to thank Fran because he's been a great friend and consultant. And I really want to say we're pulling for Martha Bristow. Please sign her card. Someone has it, and someone has their hand up. Who is it? Okay. I'm acknowledging the lady with her hand up.
Oh, okay. It's me? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't see. Yeah, I was wondering if you could look for me afterwards. I don't see, so I won't see you. I'm a paratransit rider who is very active in union issues and stuff. And I really, really would like to get in touch with you and the whole thing.
Okay, I'm retired from Improve. I'm the founder, but I will introduce you to the secretary and others because if I get back involved, I will not make a dime or be able to pay my bills. But I will talk with you, okay? I'm tired. I'm not physically tired, but I've been a civil rights worker since I was 16 years old. I need a vacation. Fran knows it. I was with Fran and them when they had the Rogers Park Community Action Network. I've been involved with every advisory council almost from here to DC. I'm not going to apologize. I'm going to say I am TIRED of volunteer work every damn day while I pay other people. This is the truth. They'll tell you. We make sure that we pay the other people. But this time I need to get paid.
And residents of the area, Rogers Park, Edgewater, can receive the fullest type of services possible. Thank you.
Anyone else for the open mic?
Raffle tickets. Buy them now, seriously. It's, I believe the price is, you get, if you buy, okay, thank you. Okay, so, if you wanna play your chances, buy one for $2, or buy 3 for $5. If I was you, I would play it smart and buy 3 for $5.
How much is it for?
It doesn't matter how many I bought, it's how many are you gonna
I
buy.
don't know if I have, do you have change?
So,
Curtis, do you have change?
I mean, come on guys, come on, seriously. Seriously, Edwin, hold on.
Hold on. I don't have the.
So-
I have $5. I have $5.
Who wants $500? No, come on, nobody sounds convinced in this room. Who wants $500? Well, why wouldn't you buy 3 tickets for $5?
Stand on your head so I can read your name tag.
Come on. Where are the tickets? Where are the
Do you have a
tickets?
pen?
There you go. Oh, you're a friend.
I'm buying. Do you have a pen for me to write? Oh, no. Honey, that's for the ticket. I'm giving you $5, right?
Okay.
This is $2, right? Okay.
Okay, the $500 is in my pocket. Nobody's gonna get it unless you buy your 3 tickets for $5. And I'm just kidding about the $500 being in my pocket. I don't have nothing in my pocket. I'm broke.
Right. You got 500, it's just not ours.
And then we'll do the drawing. Okay. Yeah, there are more tickets in the front. Open mic.
I know, right?
Oh, wow, there's the runner, actually.
Yep.
I just counted it.
Here's for the drawing.
My name is Fred Friedman. Paraphrasing Huck Finn, you don't know nothing about me unless you've heard me give a talk. And most of those talks I told us the truth, but I stretched them a bit. I wasn't planning on talking today, and I wasn't even sure that I was going to come today. I'm not doing very well physically or mentally, although I'm not sure that I know the difference. I've done a version of this kind of work all my adult life, over 50 years now. And I wanted to congratulate, but I came because I wanted to congratulate the winners of the awards, but more important, I wanted to congratulate all of you. It is easy to believe that the work that we do doesn't make any difference. We try, we go to meetings, we rally, and yet things seem to stay the same or maybe even get worse. But the reality is that the work that all of you have done and all of you are going to continue to do in the future is what's going to make the world a better place. And I just wanted to thank you all.
Let's hear it for Fred Friedman again. Hi, my name is Lynn Wilder-Dean, and I'm here to represent DuPage County tonight. Is there anyone else in the room from DuPage County? I thought I saw one. Woo! See, this is the thing about DuPage County, okay? We have lots of fancy dinners like this, but we don't know who each other are trying to do the work that you guys are doing.
I agree. That was my thought exactly. We need this in DuPage County.
As somebody who has worked as a recovery support specialist for organizations serving people with serious mental illness and developmental disabilities, and as a survivor of domestic abuse, I can tell you right now that there are people in the suburbs who need our help. Okay? The problem is that in the suburbs, we are way more isolated than you guys are here. share our wisdom as activists with people like young people like me, starting organizers, let's put it that way. Outreach to the suburbs, okay? Get those people that realistically, a greater percentage of people in America live in the suburbs than in urban centers. The need out there is real. Let's reach out to each other and spread the reach of ACS across the Chicagoland area.
I don't know if anybody recognizes me here, but I have been a resident of DuPage County most of my life. And only diagnosed about, actually back in early 2000s, of actually being disabled. On record, it shows that I've been disabled since birth. But I was only diagnosed at 31 years of age. So, the young lady that just spoke before me, if you can please understand the emphasis that this young lady was just trying to make. In DuPage County, although we have a plethora of resources out there, the resources that exist in this room and the inner city organizations, the energy that exists in this room, the idea of trying to get myself to work and earning a living wage. I've been trying to do it for over 20 years. Although these resources are available, resources such as Roddy Patrick may know, and many other people in their profession may know, that there are people like myself who have had a VR case, and yet that VR counselor is getting rich off of all of their clients, and yet not putting them back to work. That's how the program was designed. Not to get people back to work, but to profit from the rehab of those who are off of work. If anybody has any insight, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. My name is Bob Panther. I do interact with Access Living on a regular basis. Fran Tobin knows me quite well, and
I do too.
thank you, Kathy. I am so thankful to have had an opportunity to interact with Fran Tobin for all the years. This is such a wonderful, wonderful opportunity today. And I thank you all for being a part of this.
Not yet. Hi, I'm Kathy Powers. The name is Kathy Powers, who put the program together, who they were giving me credit for before I saw it, and I was kind of worried because I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm up here really to share a personal story and about how wonderful it is to be a piece of this community. My original disability is a mental health issue, bipolar disorder. And at the beginning of July, I believe, they fixed it. I've been trying since 2011. And they sent me a bill because I was staying over, and they charged me like twice the amount of rent, and they were just being real nasty about it. And I have two cats, and two cats are my family. That's it. Me and my two cats, and you guys. I can't disclude you guys. I had decided that there was no place for me anymore in the city. I'd been to agency after agency after agency,
trying to find affordable senior housing. Rolling and rolling and rolling. I've been on a CHA waiting list for 4 years. I didn't drag my feet about this. I never give up, I guess, but I was giving up. And it was overwhelming to me. At packed half of my apartment, some friends came over and helped me, and I physically couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it. And I realized that, when you get older, you have to start accepting some things that you don't want to accept, but that's what happens. This is what happens, and you have to accept. You have to accept where you are. We all have to accept where we are, but we don't have to accept what they throw at us either. I came up with a little phrase, probably somebody's already said it on Facebook, but I said it anyway because I thought it was mine. I said, I can't remember now. If you what you get. That's maybe my quote. I would like to go down with that one in history. In July, and we're getting a little traction now. I just want to let you guys know the city has actually hired some behavioral health people, and they said they'll come to our meeting, so that's good because Julie Marita didn't like the way you would talk to her. She said, well, nobody's coming to the meetings anymore. I gotta speak this up. I just wanted to know that I had definite plans to commit suicide. I was going to give up my cats on a Thursday, commit suicide on a Friday, and that would be it. That's what happens. People don't get what mental illness means, the value of mental health. I want everybody to realize that you have done so much. Just all of these things that push at us, that we keep pushing back. I have to keep pushing back, and I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so glad to see everybody here. Amen.
Mike, do you want to say something? Okay. We're going to get ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I want to say is that we're in this fight together, and I am too. And so there's a room full of all of you in here. I just want to say that I'm too a person who has autism and has suffered from mental illness as well. So I have come a long ways. A year ago, after this awards dinner, I was back in the hospital. I got out, I haven't went back since. I'm done there, living on my own. I'm living on my own since January. So it's a blessing. Before I leave, I want to invite all of you to come watch a movie called Intelligent Lives of 3 young adults with intellectual developmental abilities. So you can go on Facebook and look at it. It's sponsored by Chicago Public Schools, Diverse Learners, and Chicagoland Autism Connection. A week from today, September 14th, from 10:30 to 1. We're going to have a discussion about the movie as they struggle to graduate from high school, get through college, and have intelligent lives. Just 40% of those with intellectual disabilities are employed. We got to fix that. It's at Easter Seals, 1939 West 13th Street. So I encourage you to come.
Sounds good, Curtis.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you, Chewy, that's enough. Well, so yeah. I'm Lucas. Most of you know me. I come from the Chicago Children Comedian Raffle Drawers Union. And I've been hired to raffle draw and entertain for today.
But first, what are your demands?
So wet. Anyway, if you remember last year, if you were here last year, right as I reached in, the lights went out. Dun 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 dun. And, okay. Anyway, but yeah, I hope that doesn't happen again, so I can actually read it. And no, I'm not biased. Watch this. I am stirring it up. Okay? Thank you. Well, and winner is no, not that one. No.
Good thing the auditor is here to make sure it's all.
Yes. So here we go. Stir it up a little more. And no, not that one. This one. It just says Chicago Adapt. Ticket number 1432.
1432. We have a winner somewhere connected to Adapt. 1432.
I'm pretty sure it's mine.
All right. All right.
Check your stuff.
We have a winner. Yay! Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Almost 40 years as a disability rights leader from Access Living, and we have a card over on that table. We're asking anybody that knows her to sign the card, which is going to be delivered to her next week.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and supporting the Single Payer Coalition, ASME, Chicago Young Workers, DSA, Access Living, Stop, Improve, National Nurses United, and KOCO. I live on the southeast side, so I need to connect with those people. I would like to encourage everyone to take the time out and meet someone new tonight. Exchange information with people that you don't know so that we can keep this coalition going. Yeah, swap business cards and plan to talk again soon. All right, good night.